You're still watching Daybreak here on the Rise News channel. As promised, it's time for the press review. First look at what's on the front pages from around the world for you. Let's begin with this day, shall we? Leading with comments from President Bola Tinubu to Nigerians. Well, he says present hardship temporary, benefits will be permanent. Says his administration tackling with boldness, decisiveness, manufacturers' challenges. Highlights access to low-cost capital, multiple, this is so hard to see. Incentive, it says, infrastructure issues, and multiple innovative infrastructure issues, FX scarcity, export obstacles among impediments, says the writer to that story. But let's look at some of the other stories that made it to the front page of this day this morning. Above the masthead, President seeks Senate approval for $8.7 billion and 100 million euros loans approved by Buhari's government. Right, National Assembly on budget presentation. Fagbemi warns that rising debt profile danger to economy, and the president is to present his very first budget since his administration began today at the National Assembly. Rise News will be bringing you that in details and live. Well, another story here. Appeal Court affirms Kefas for Barra's elections. The 2023 elections are still being decided in the courts. And let's see, I think that's about it on the front page of our sister publication this morning for you.
Let's look at the Punch. Bank recapitalization, FG-backed CBN investors rush for mega bank stocks. We must address banks' capital adequacy to grow the economy, Tinubu's advisor. Investors inject 110 billion naira in UBA, FBNH, Zenith Access, other stocks in 2 days. FCT police nab suspected murderer, kidnappers, robbers, recover arms. MFLM fails to perfect bail. AFCC opens 1.2 billion naira trial. Scare. 34 declared wanted. ECOWAS team arrives Sierra Leone. Let's look at the top mast. I thought this Ondo crisis was already settled, but apparently it is not. Ondo crisis worsens. Assembly demands Ayeda Tiwa's resignation. Heavy security presence at Ondo Assembly. Lawmakers give conditions for truce. And Supreme Court, NJS screens 22 nominees. Candidates face DSS Avis. Justice Kekereku breaks heads screening panel. Tinubu may get list Friday.
The New Telegraph this morning, its leading headline, President Tinubu seeks Senate's approval for fresh $8.6 billion and 100 million euro loans. Says $1 trillion economy is possible in 10 years. Meanwhile, Red Chamber passes 57 billion naira police trust funds 2023 budget. The leading photo for the New Telegraph this morning is a photo of the Group Deputy Managing Director, United Bank for Africa, and also the GMD and CEO of UBA during the UBA's Foundation Garden Light Up ceremony and carol, which was held in Lagos. Peace Accord, Ayedatiwa to sign and submit his resignation letter. That's from the Ondo speaker. Boko Haram insurgency, defense minister and service chiefs are in Maiduguri as militants behead 11 loggers. Also, Benue government says farmers and header clashes demand innovative solution. One more headline. Let's take one from the top. On smuggling, Importers lose 58.7 billion naira worth of goods to the federal government.
The Vanguard this morning is leading with the debt ceiling for Nigeria as Tinubu's new $8.6 billion loan bid takes debt above $51.759 billion. Requests part of 2022 to 2024 external borrowing plan for critical infrastructure. President to present the 2024 appropriation bill to joint session of National Assembly today. Total domestic debt as at June, 54.130 trillion naira. Analysts, experts seek proper utilization and accountability, says the Vanguard. It's a busy front page. Let's see some of the stories that made it to the front page this morning. And military onslaught forced 160,000 terrorists to lay down arms. That's according to the Borno State Governor, Governor Zulum, above the masthead there. And the Guardian lecture, How Nigeria, Africa Can Earn Global Respect. That's according to Adeshina, the AFDB Bank President, Osage, and others. Alleged fraud, MFLA not owner of firm awarded 1.2 billion naira contract. And that's according to a witness. For these and more, you can pick a copy of the Vanguard.
All right, for sports-loving viewers, let's look at what the Punch Sports Extra is saying on its front page. Madrid versus Napoli, or Napoli. Second time lucky, can Osimhen get first 2023-2024 UCL goal against Los Blancos, just below on the red street. Arsenal, Barca, Liverpool, City for Luis. Gunners, Target, last 16 Sport, playing Lens today at the Emirates, Arsenal versus Lens. Falcons won't on the red Cape Verde, Madugu if you do that at your own risk. Oyekuru not giving up on Eagles' call. First Fulham EPL goal delights Iwobi, Arsenal coach's cousin. Chukwueze opens Milan account. Devils Lions battle in Istanbul, that is Galatasaray versus Man United. And the Bavarians keen to maintain perfect run, Bayern versus Copenhagen. And Fernandez's United captaincy queried. Get all that on Punch Sports Extra.
The Nigerian Tribune this morning, its leading headline is on the issues surrounding Ondo State. Aye Datiwa, Ondo Speaker, reveals details of deal brokered by President Tinubu, highlights how Deputy Governor will sign undated resignation letter to be submitted to President. Says he remains Ondo Deputy Governor, impeachment proceedings halted. Also takes actions for store further crisis over Akere Dolu's absence. Ondo indigents write the CJ. The photo just below that is that of the president of the Africa Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, also the chairman, publisher, Guardian newspaper, Lady Maiding Alex Ibru, and others. This was at the Guardian newspaper's 40th anniversary lecture held at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs in Lagos. Other headlines this morning on the front page of Nigerian Tribune: alleged procurement fraud. Former CBN Governor Emefiele yet to meet bail conditions as court adjourns hearing to January 2024. Above the nameplate of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, Niger Republic, Northern senators ask ECOWAS to lift sanctions, also urged President Tinubu to restore electricity supply. Task military junta to roll out transition plan and release Bazoum. Tinubu seeks National Assembly approval for $8.6 billion and €100 million 2022-2024 borrowing plan. Meanwhile, the president says we can build $1 trillion economy in 10 years.
A quick look at the foreign papers. Let's begin with the Metro this morning. Well, a new book on rifts in the royal family continues to make headlines. If we have the Metro this morning, we do not have the Metro. Well, let's look at the Mirror then. Yes, well, it's the same headline. Book names royal racist. The Daily Mirror says thousands of copies are being pulled in the Netherlands after implicating a senior royal in the racism row. Its front page also features a plug for a piece on the Meghan Marbles, which are back in the news following a spat between Rishi Sunak and the Greek Prime Minister on Monday. The Mirror for you.
The Daily Express. Interesting what is happening among the royals. Royals united against mischief, making smear. Just a little bit of that story. Controversial claims of a rift between the king and Prince William were dismissed by royal sources as mischief-making. Friends said the relationship is as strong as ever after fresh smears in a new book, Endgame by Omid Scobie, biographer of Prince Harry and his wife, Meghan. And then there's a story of Rishi snubbing Greek PM in row over Elgin marbles. That's for Daily Express.
The Times also has that story on its front page. It says Greeks accuse the PM of losing his head in row over Elgin marbles. Another headline on the front page of the Times this morning, call to close visa route for cheaper foreign staff. Now, dancers and graphic designers are on shortage list. The leading photo for the Times this morning with the caption, Sweet Success, is that of Olivia Colman, who entered the festive spirit at the world premiere of Wonka at the Festival Hall in London last night. She co-stars as Mrs. Schubert in the Ronald Dahi-inspired fantasy film.
Well, that's the press review for you this morning. Let's hear your views on all the burning issues. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, @RiceTV.